Beyond the question of the mainstream media, the question is, are we at war? Yes. Of course we are. We've been at war for years, decades at this point. We've been in a renewed conflict with Iran for months. Killing Soleimani did not start that war. It was a response to the war that Iran started. Question is, should we be at war? Well, the trouble with war is that your enemy has a say. You're not the only guy who gets a say in war. Your enemy gets to have a part in that decision as well. Should we be at war? The answer to that is we must be able to deter our enemies. Under Obama, we were not able to deter our enemies, and things got a lot more dangerous and we got bogged down in a lot more conflicts. Under Obama, when Iran provoked us and took our sailors hostage, how did we respond? Did we kill their top military official? No. We sent them pallets of cash and apologized to them and thanked them so much for letting our sailors go. Pathetic. And it gets us more bogged down in quagmires. Under Trump, they attack our embassy, they try to deliver us another Benghazi, and we kill their top military official, who was very likely going to be a leader of Iran someday. We must be able to deter our enemies. It would appear that we have deterred our enemies, because their response to our killing one of the most important men in their entire country was to throw some rockets into the dirt and make a big stink about it and get their lackeys at MSNBC and the Washington Post to push their propaganda, but ultimately, as of this moment, not to kill any American servicemen or anybody. Then the question becomes, is war ever permissible? And this is a question that's been coming up on the right even these days, as well, of course, as the left. I expect that kind of moral incoherence from the left. But when it crops up on the right, that troubles me more greatly, because the right is supposed to know what's going on. But you've seen it. I mean, there have been people on the right, even on the far right, as the media calls them, who call themselves pacifists these days. They say war is basically never acceptable. And that is a morally indefensible position. Pacifism seems all really nice and happy and huggy and feely. It is an indefensible position. C.S. Lewis, the great theologian, the great moralist, he put this very well in a book called The Weight of Glory, in an essay in that book called Why I'm Not a Pacifist. The key passage, C.S. Lewis writes, you should read the whole essay, it's really, really good. But the key passage is he writes, the doctrine that war is always a greater evil seems to imply a materialist ethic, a belief that death and pain are the greatest evils. But I do not think they are. I think the suppression of a higher religion by a lower, or even a higher secular culture by a lower, a much greater evil. Nor am I greatly moved by the fact that many of the individuals we strike down in war are innocent. That seems, in a way, to make war not worse, but better. All men die, and most men die miserably. That two soldiers on opposite sides, each believing his own country to be in the right, each at the moment when his selfishness is most in abeyance and his will to sacrifice in the ascendant, should kill each other in plain battle, seems to me by no means one of the most terrible things in this very terrible world. Of course, one of them at least must be mistaken. And of course, war is a very great evil. But that is not the question. The question is whether war is the greatest evil in the world, so that any state of affairs which might result from submission is certainly preferable, and I do not see any really cogent arguments for that view. Absolutely right. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you're not going to, well, all I can say is, how dare you?